My guy! My guy! My guy! My guy!
What's up, guys? Kelly Plays here. I'm taking you through the second part of this crazy cryo run. If you missed the first part, I got a video out for it, but this part here is really the most critical. You're going to miss the 1v3 clutch that I just pulled off that you're seeing kind of where that's where we're picking up in this video. But what you are going to see is a full compiler run, and so we haven't actually done any of the steps. I'm going to kind of walk you through what we're doing. This ends up being a really good run for the team here, and it's really all because of this 1v3 clutch. I thought we were about to lose it all right there. Team didn't play it correctly, just kind of pushed one at a time, gave me some space to kind of get in there and do some magic. I got a little lucky, I'll be honest. I'm not an incredible player, but I do have some good loot here. I got a gold bully, gold Mizraya, so that's helping elevate. Really the biggest thing I did is isolate my 1v1s. Essentially it became a 1v1, and another 1v1, and then finally that last one got a little dicey. Again, you can go back and check the my prior video on Cryo Archive commentary and pick that one up. Anyhow, without further ado, let's get into this video. So we killed the team, we're looting up. Now we're going to start the compiler process. Two things that you're going to need for the compiler process. First off, you're going to need somebody on your team, only one person, but somebody has to have subroutines 1 through 6. Now you get these through by doing the vaults 1 through 6. They get harder as you go, so vault 1 takes 5 batteries, vault 6 takes this red key that's super hard to get, and it's a little complex. You can choose it with Thief if you have that, but otherwise you need Clearance 4 and a bunch of other stuff. Anyhow, so you get the subroutine from a vault, you exfil with it, it adds it to your codex. That's subroutines 1 through 6. So someone has to have that. Not everybody, just one person. The other thing is the DNA access key. These can be found in the cabinet that has the gold gun in any of the vaults. It's a low drop chance in vaults 1 and 2. It's a medium to high drop chance in 3 and 4, and then it's guaranteed in vaults 5 and 6. So you need to bring in a DNA access key. It's not a typical key. It doesn't take 2 spots. It actually just takes 1 spot. But you do need to have that from prior runs, and you bring it in. That's what you're going to input to essentially start this whole process. So Lime went ahead and put that into the machine. That's what he's doing now in the middle. And I'm just kind of clearing some bots from the area while he does that. It takes 60 seconds to actually go through this process, so he inputs it. A few bots are going to spawn, but essentially it's just a 60-second timer. You don't even have to kill the bots, you can walk away. But anyway, he's putting those in. I'm running down here. Wait a second, I see that. You see that team right there? I call that out. I can get out of there.
They're at the door.
Let's talk about this fight. Let me show you how I saw them. Let me freeze frame it here for you. Alright, so I see them coming into biostock right through that doorway. I saw that bot go down and I knew I didn't shoot him. So I definitely called it out. Notice when I called it out, it wasn't just calling it out one time. It was, you know, team. So everyone's fully aware, okay, there's a team here. You saw me end that one guy. He just pushed out way too far. I got a second guy here. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm actually getting overconfident. Then I go in to try to
last guy's
get
on there.
I'm still waiting for my team to arrive.
The other
Honestly,
guy.
I got
He's
a little
self-resin.
bit
Right, you guys.
cocky there.
Behind you guys. Behind you guys.
Self-resin. I had one down
like
and
right
ended.
in there,
one
like
just
right
down.
there in that corner.
He's
Thank you.
self-resin. I think they get the knock on him. That means there's one guy still up.
Thank you.
I'm taking a Phoenix kit here because watch how fast my shields and health come back. Boom. I'm right back in the fight. Good call out from my teammate. He's in the vent, so I know Lime's on one side, I go on the other, and we wipe that team.
I'll revive you.
Excellent.
I'm right here.
Lab 6 key right there. Like I said, Lab 6 key. It's very prestigious. This team's got to be upset because, you know, Lab 6 keys, they're hard to find. You typically are getting them from the end of the lockdown events or the red room in Outpost. So honestly, that team there wasn't phenomenal. I'd say the way that they played that, it was very split. I think they weren't expecting me to take high ground and shoot that first guy from the top. I think they thought that
They
we
had the
ran.
batteries we need, so we're good to
Again,
roll.
we're not playing with a recon this run, and so we would have found them if we had 2 recons and we were alternating our ults to kind of see if teams were nearby. So it was actually very lucky that we
Demi, do you want this
survived. And they didn't just try to like quietly jump us. The fact that they actually shot a bot let me know that they were there and actually saved my life. If they would have got me down, it would have been a whole different fight. It would have been a 2v3. I wouldn't have had that first knock or 2 off the beginning.
Alright, I think we
Gave
should
the 6
move.
key to Demi because I already have a few in my vault. I know that sounds crazy, but we were lucky to get the subroutine 6 early on, and then I got a few more, and I've been trying to find people that don't have subroutine 6 to help them out. And so actually I give the key to Demi this game, but then a later game we use that key and we get him the subroutine 6. So it's pretty awesome.
Need to grab this, right?
We're looting now. Honestly, biggest thing I'm looking for is batteries. We have the clearance. You only need clearance 3 for the compiler. And so
the third body?
we're just looking for batteries. Honestly, gold loot is crazy right now. It's everywhere. And so this is end of season wipe, so that's why these bags look so juiced. So he just picked up the vial.
That's me.
Yeah, he just picked up the item from in the machine. That's what made the whole room look green. And so that's really what you do in the first round. Doesn't matter which spawn. All 6 spawns have like this little machine in it, and you just put the key into that machine. After 60 seconds, it spits out a item that takes 2 slots. It's a code. It always has a T, a C, an A, and a G in it. It doesn't really matter the order. It's random. Doesn't matter the order in terms of it's not like one's better than the other, but you do need to know what that code is. It's gonna spawn somewhere on the map and tell you to go to that spawn. In this case, it didn't. It glitched out. And so you can see Lime saying it's not showing it on mine, and so we're a little confused by that, but he ends up dropping it here. I pick it up and it shows for me. It's gonna mark a spot on the map, again one of the 6 spawns, not the spawn you're in, but another one. You have to go there and enter the code that it's whatever that TCAG, whatever that code is for you. Make sure before you input the key that you look at what that code is. If you put it in and you're like, oh no, then record the last 5 minutes, whatever you need to do to look at what that code is. Otherwise, you're gonna have to keep guessing until you get it right. And there's bots come in, there could be teams come in. You don't want to be doing that. So just make sure you know what the code is. I'm calling out batteries because that's the thing that usually holds us up. We need clearance 3, you need 10 batteries, and then you get to the essentially you need to do this whole key thing, which you put it in a spawn, you go to this other area, you put the code in, you get a vial, and then you take all that up to labs. So we're perusing over. If it was nearby, we would have taken like a side room, so that honestly going in control is a little sketchy. But the fact that we have downed 2 squads, we're feeling like, okay, there can't be that many more squads left. And also, we're just trying to be quick about this. We spent a lot of time fighting. If you look at the time there, we're sub 10 minutes now. And so it's kind of like, look, if we're going to do this, we got to do this quick. So instead of just like rotating the whole perimeter of the map, and look at me and mess up there and get the laser, call out to my teammate, I'm hacking. Instead of rotating the perimeter, we're just cutting straight to it. So anyway, heading in here, we'll input that code. I'll show you what that looks like here in a second.
I got it.
If you like these full commentary walkthroughs, please subscribe. Please give me a like. They take a minute to do. I don't mind doing them. I personally love these kind of videos on, if I'm cutting grass or if I'm folding laundry, or it doesn't matter what it is. You don't have to be watching it. You can just kind of listen and learn something.
Hey, wherever you found that one before.
If you can support this, I do really appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so I put the code in, and then remember that's when you can't check your inventory for it again. I'm looking around. Typically, 3 of the 4 are like right in the vicinity of the machine, and then there's 1 that's typically hiding somewhere. And so, yeah, just call it out with your team. Make sure 1 or 2 players are around. Typically 2 players are like just killing these bots, otherwise you get overrun. And then just try to be speedy with it. So I got T up top. I'm making sure it's very clear. Make sure only people that have the 6 subroutines hit these. I think you have to only, like, I don't think you can hit these if you don't have the 6, but if it lets you, don't. It might mess up. You can see I had Lime hit the C, then I hit the A, then I hit the G, and we're done with that. Take the purple down, we'll get his tag. It doesn't really matter at this point. We're trying to get to clearance 5 because it gives you an extra loot room. Okay, screen goes green again when you pick up the command vial. We're trying to get the extra loot room in here. I don't think we end up getting enough to actually do it, so it doesn't really matter. You have to have clearance 5, and honestly, we're running out of time. So if we were really being picky, we could try to find another squad to kill, but we don't really have the time for that. So at this point, so we have the command vial, which is the, that's putting the thing in the spawn, going somewhere else, putting in the code. That's one part of it. That essentially is how that's the credentials to get in the door.
I think so. Yep.
Next thing is going to be 10 batteries. You need 3 batteries to take down the virus field, which I'll show you, and then you need 7 to actually put into the vault. Oftentimes, I just go up there with 9 because there's usually 1 battery. There's always been 1 battery up in that room, like near Vault 7, but to play it safe, I'm just going to say 10 for you. If it's tight, maybe just go up. I've always had luck with that, but maybe it is just luck. Here's the elevator here. So it's in the Tranquility rooms. It doesn't matter which one you take, either the top Tranquility or the bottom Tranquility room. Head in there. Now, make sure you hit your antivirus before you get out of the elevator. So we'll take the elevator up, buttons on the wall, make sure everybody's in. It's okay if you go up and you haven't hit your antivirus yet, but you'll see as soon as you walk out of the elevator, you better have that antivirus on. So make sure everyone has plenty of antivirus. Typically, you're not spending too much time in this room, but if you get attacked by a team, you don't want to be worrying about antivirus. So you don't have to go in this room. This room that I just showed you is it takes clearance 4, so you can go in here. Sometimes there's monitors, sometimes there's other stuff. I actually I do the hack here, but if you didn't, there's vents on the walls, just like that vent you just saw, we walked past. You can go there and you end up in the same room I'm at here. You can see Lime saying, where's the hack? Hack's not going to be there anymore because I hit it down there, but typically in that room that we were just in, you can hit the hack. Either way, whether you hit it in the first room I was in or you go through the vents and hit it there, that's what gets you into this room. There is a gold boss. You don't have to kill him, but he's rather annoying. You see me, I'm putting in my 3 batteries here. This room is super important. 1, it takes down the antivirus, which actually doesn't matter. The bigger thing is it opens this door. This door is where I put the vial in, command vial that I got through that whole crazy process where you're going spawn to spawn. Now this is what actually makes it the credentials you need to get in there. Now look, when I pick this up, whole screen goes green. That still gives me chills. That's so cool. All the windows break. Not only is the screen going green on my screen, but it's going green on anyone else who's still in the lobby. So if your screen ever goes green, this is the point where that team is at right now. They're up in those labs, and you see me putting in my batteries quick now because everyone knows they might be coming up to get me. I'm not sure. The less time we spend here, the better. So I put in all my batteries quickly. I stand in front of this, make sure no one else is standing in front of this because it's now going to scan me, make sure I have the credentials. If anyone else is standing nearby, it seems like it messes up. So just to not waste time, make sure they're not standing nearby, and then finally open the vault. At this point, you go. Because, and here, extra battery just sitting there, that's kind of what I was talking about before. It's not always right there, but it's in that area. This is now the jumping puzzle. And so run through there, and then it's up and to the right, up and to the right. So it doesn't really matter the pathing. You can see I'm just going up, and then every time there's a choice of where to go, always go to the right. Up and to the right, up and to the right. As you go up here, there's going to be these tick nests everywhere. Don't worry really about killing them. Just kind of run through. You're just trying to get to the top. So just keep going up and to the right. Feel free. Cardio kicks are nice. You see me hitting one here. Biggest thing is take it slow, because falling adds a lot more time than taking a second. I take a second always before that ladder jump, make sure my teammate's not right there because you can bump off him and fall. Now they did make it to where if you fall all the way from the top or something, it doesn't matter. It doesn't take damage, but I mean, look at the time we have. If you fall, then getting all the way back up here, that's a significant time add, and my team can't move forward without me. So just take it slow, get to the top, up and to the right. This is the room people always call the resupply room. So if you hear people say resupply room, and I actually just put out a compiler guide, this is kind of where that guide picks up. So I like to hit that airlock button first. That starts opening. Then I look around. I like to have at least 400 rounds. This is a point where, like, if you diversified a little bit and had some people running like a light machine gun using light rounds and then others running like a gold bully, then you're going to thank yourself, because there is heavy. heavy. There's a good amount, probably 200, 300, 400 rounds sitting around here, but you have to loot each part to find it, and you're running low on time. And if everyone's fighting for heavy, then you're not gonna have enough. So I run into the airlock here. Again, look at the time. We're running low on time, so we're trying to move quick here. Everybody full heal. Everybody get in the airlock. Do not hit the airlock until everybody's in there, and then get ready. As soon as you get out here, you are starting the compiler fight. I have a whole video out already on how to handle this, so go take a look at that. But I'm just going to talk about it real quick. What I like to do is I go to the left, someone else goes to the right, and somebody is on compiler duty in the middle. I go straight to this monitor here. In this case, I call out that I'm hitting ribcage. Alright, make it very clear what you're calling out. It doesn't matter which symbol you pick first, but once you hit a symbol, you need to hit 3 of that symbol to essentially start the DPS phase. So I hit ribcage. There's that green button you need to shoot so that the frozen ground goes away, and then you can actually hack these monitors. So I do that. I'm checking the back of the room. I see ribcage there, hitting that. And actually, watching this video, I just realized I ran past the first ribcage. It's right in the front of the spawn. But while I'm looking for that, Lime is also checking his side. So I'm left monitors, he's right monitors. They could be on either side. There's 12 monitors total.
Alright, I got it.
I find as I'm hitting it, I call out that I am hitting it. Everybody full heal, get ready for DPS is what I said, and we're heading in there to do DPS. If we do it right, we'll one phase. So this green bubble, you have to be in there to shoot a center. That's what actually starts DPS. When his chest open, that starts DPS. I hit my destroyer ult for extra damage. I start throwing EMPs. I call out balls for my teammates because those balls hit hard. They hit for like 100 damage or 90, something crazy. I keep hitting damage. I keep throwing EMPs. My ult's going off. Everyone's saying balls, hit the balls, hit the balls. He has 7,000 health, do that damage. This thing here will kill you, I think. Does a lot of damage. So just don't stay too close. I'm always too excited. Pick up that ganglion. The back of the room opens up. You can run right through there and you can get your loot. Again, I got a whole video on what can go wrong in that room, so please check that one out. This room to the right is where the exfil is. Once you hit that, you have 1 minute to exfil. So I went to hit it, and then I was like, never mind. I won't hit it yet. But then I looked at the time and was like, oh, wait a second. Actually, I probably should hit that. Because I was thinking you have to hit it before time runs out. I've actually seen in other videos, if you hit it after time runs out, that's okay. You just have until final exfil to get on that. So I activated here. We have 1 minute, which is fine. The other side of the room, like if I kept going straight, there's a staircase. If you brought an extra battery and you were close to clearance 5, you could actually hit that room. So you open up that room with the battery, and then there's one more guaranteed monitor in there that gives +3 clearance. So if you were really close, sometimes you can find 1 or 2 red security tags also on the floor in this area, not always guaranteed. Also, that room that I showed you before you go into the airlock, so essentially the resupply room, it has an exfil in it. So if you fail on the compiler, you can't get it done in time. You all 3 go into exfil, you activate it, you can run back there and hit that monitor. And yes, you can hit that after the time runs out when the last 1 minute final exfil timer's up. Just be quick with it, be careful, make sure you don't lock somebody out.
Alright, everyone in, everyone in.
Last but not least here, make sure everybody's in. Timing can get crazy, especially when you're looting. So there it is, folks. If you like this, please give me a like. Please subscribe, support the channel. I'm going to keep trying to put content out. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. This was a great run. Hopefully you get some good runs like this and you learn something. If you did learn something, please put it below. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like about this video. I love feedback. I love to improve. See you in the next video. Peace.